Okay. All right. We're having some technical difficulties on the owl, but the owl is not legally required. We obviously like to have it as a courtesy and as a way to connect, but it's not working. We'll press forward, and they're working on it as we speak. So, good evening, everybody. It is 26th of March, and this is our regular business meeting for March. Previously, we called to order and established a quorum, and we've had executive sessions. We have no motions to report or take outside of the executive session. Next thing is the approval of the minutes. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the February meeting? So moved by several. All those in favor? Aye. And it passes unanimously 5-0. President's report. Good evening, everybody. Glad to be back. A couple of things, and we'll get right back into the business or into the core of business. Two things. One, the board has discussed, and we wanted to apprise the community that it is the intent of the board at this point to reopen and ask for proposals for management of our community. And so that process looks like it will take a few months in terms of notice requirements and things like that. We have apprised Leggett & Norman of this and that they are eligible to submit a proposal if they so choose. And so we're looking at information gathering. We have some information already. We'll gather some more information during April. It is our intention to have a special meeting that is devoted exclusively to any proposals for the management services in earlier May. So just kind of keep an eye out on your email for Princia's announcement that we're kind of hoping that the first couple of weeks in May would be a time when we get a special meeting to that effect. So that is something that is the intention of the board at this time. No decision on proposal. So that's just that. I know we feel that question a lot in the other papers. So wills are in motion. Second up, I just wanted to remind people that it continues to be election season, and that if you're interested in putting your name forward either for the board of directors or for the Covenants Committee, to please let Princia know. She will, I don't remember what it was, but she will remind people that there will be a deadline, of course, for putting that in. So if you're interested in putting your name forward, please do that. And then, of course, we'll run the same play as we normally do in terms of having a candidate forum and all that stuff. Those of you who've been here a while, last thing up is just something that pertains to the main office, to the front office. There's been some questions and clarifications that need to be made. So the relationship between the general manager's position and the building engineer is, I would just say, more clear and distinct now than it has been in the past. I mean, the way I have expressed it is that, in the past, I won't use specific names, but previous building engineers, basically just based on their rapport with the manager of the time, kind of slid into kind of an in-between function of being kind of a deputy general manager who could help on a wider range of things than building manager might be typically expected to do. Sam is not that position. And so just for the avoidance of frustration, if you ask Sam a question that isn't pertaining to building maintenance, he is overwhelmingly likely to say that he'll just note it down for Princia, because the nature of he kind of, his position is more, it's maintenance. It's just more like to the letter of what he's expected to do. Nothing against him. I'm not saying he's slacking in any way. It's just he's a building engineer, and he's here to do building engineering, and he really doesn't have the kind of quasi deputy general manager remit that maybe previous did. And again, those are more kind of just arose from the circumstances of the relationship before. So just FYI that if Sam says he can't answer your question because he really doesn't know and it's not in his specific remit to know. So just FYI on that, as well as please do note that sometimes Princia will put a little sign on her door with green things. Sometimes it'll say, please knock. Sometimes it will say, be back soon. So we've noticed some people not looking at that carefully, walking off, or looking through the mail chute when, the sign says be back in 20 minutes or something like that. So just make sure that you take a look up there so that you don't, waste the trip. All right, so those are the three things that I wanted to mention. The other parts will come up later. And so let's go straight into open forum part 1, and we'll start it now at 7:10 p.m. Yes, Bob.
Question. Being at the window like this is close to the over. They just go up pretty much to the landscape in front of the building, the office, and obviously who's going to say they have that there. That's, they're going to pay for it. We're going to pay for it. For this other expense. Or whatever. And the phone.
Yeah, this came up earlier today. I mean, they're just going to transplant, I think. So whatever they disrupt, they're responsible to transplant and put flowers back in. So it is definitely not our responsibility or anything to be anything. Anything that they disrupted.
That would be responsibility of whoever did the windows, what you're saying.
Well, the prime contractor is ultimately responsible for their subs. So if the window company did it, it's still CA Lynn who's responsible as well.
Okay, so we're
yeah, it's not that's their responsibility to restore.
I just want to whatever panels or whatever they have now, that they will be.
Okay, thank you for that feedback. All right, far back. Oh, even further than you, even further back.
Trash problem about the trash box, the recycling box. And I just dropped recycling box on the 3rd floor, and there were bags of trash in the recycling bin. I took a picture of it. It was open bag. I could even see eggshells in there. And I know that we had discussed maybe putting out information to every unit, and I think some people may not be emailed. So I would suggest that we have a flyer sent to every apartment. And I think it might be a language barrier on my floor, but I'm not sure, because I'm not sure who the person that I spoke to about the situation. It could be somebody else. But if we could maybe put a flyer on like bright yellow paper or pink paper, that way people don't miss it, and just put the specifications of trash going in the chute in a closed bag, if that's what we want, and not putting trash in the recycling bin open, and maybe put pictures, because maybe if the language problem is really show visuals of what we can do to keep trash from closed.
Does the 3rd floor not have the pictures up like all the other ones of the pails?
They have the recycling pictures, but I think some people don't understand that the trash does not go into the recycling bin.
Do we have recycling stickers on on the bins?
They're blue recycling things.
Yes, there are, but some people obviously need more help. So let's say if a flyer goes under every door, that way, if an email goes out, we can't be sure of everybody that. But if we put a flyer under every door with visuals that, and words, maybe in a couple of different languages, if we can, maybe it would help, because the 3rd, or it's bad.
It's bad on the 9th floor too. I think people don't care. And I'm good with putting up a visual we talked about at the last one. I probably prefer to put it on the door, because going to put a slide under everyone's door, it's over 3 hours for paying people to go.
You know what? If you think advertise, if somebody knows,
Someone volunteered.
Not interested.
I put them under every single door.
All right, well, connect with Cynthia on that.
If you make the flyer and let me know, I'm in 312.
As a follow-up, I saw that maybe one of the issues is that the trash bins are on the right side and the pictures and everything are on the other floor. So maybe people are not connecting that those are just for recycling, or maybe just something on top of them that says recycling.
I don't think so. All right, Hank, I said you were next, and then Barbara.
Thank you. Hank 1008. Just following up on what you were talking about, the roles of the people in the office. I'm curious about really what the responsibilities are as far as the package room is concerned. Because I know we get a lot more packages than we ever used to. I have worked in there as often as I stop by when they're packages put away, to put them away, but I'm just wondering if there is assignments that somebody is supposed to have or what, and I don't want to make more work for anybody to do it, because I don't mind doing it, but it seems like we're not in control of what's happening in that room all the time. It's literally been hard to walk through the door there sometimes when deliveries have come in and the door is just always covered with.
Sure.
So Sam does do the packages maybe once or twice a day. There's instances where he'll do some packages that came in, and then Amazon will come later with 5 bags of packages, and drop them off, and it might, be after he's gone or in there and done it already. To my understanding, I wasn't told that I had to do the packages or anything like that. It's just like, oh, this is such and such. I come down and I do the packages. So we could put something in place. Like I said, Sam does it, and he might do it once. He's not in there all day doing packages. No, but he does. He will go in there and try to get some done, knowing that people, especially if we get a big dump, he'll come in and try to get some out of the way in between doing.
I think we at least send them a note. I mean, I know one time when it happened to me, I got a reminder note stuck on my door that I've been on vacation. So
I'll send somebody an email if they take too long or the package is too big.
We've noted or oversized. All right, Barbara.
Barbara Rosen, 809. I think at the last board meeting, I asked what it costs for us to do the recycling. I don't see it as productive. I see it as being really a pain for everyone involved, except for that inconsiderate people who just freely dump their trash or non-recyclables in there. I mean, I think we paid for that privilege, and I don't understand why we're paying for it. Honestly, I don't think it does anything to the environment. I think I would surmise that it's not even broken apart into recycling. It's kind of what I've heard. I think we should consider dismantling it, or maybe just make it cardboard.
Yeah.
Cardboard and paper.
Okay.
And
Single store.
Yeah, I mean, I think rather than listening to these complaints at every board meeting, not that they're not legitimate, I think they're totally legitimate. I hate it too, but maybe we just deal with the problem by eliminating.
Real containment is going to be the same issue. It doesn't matter what you tell people to put in it. They're going to put professional containment still.
No, we would be removing the container.
The idea would be just stop the program.
It would be like it would be an empty room minus the shoes.
Yeah.
Is, I believe, your recommendation.
That's what I'm kind of suggesting as an alternative to what is clearly, I mean, if we can't get our arms around the situation, I don't think it's good look to have trash in open bins. It's not healthy. We have a rodent infestation that we're hoping to bring under control in our building, and that's not helping.
Compared to the cleaning crew.
Yes. What's that?
Marlene Nikita, 1410. I can remember now all, because I had a question about windows and comment about something else, and now I got full comments about the same thing, because you just brought them all up. First of all, the question, can we still, if we find something, an issue or something with the windows, do we still have time? I mean, I was in second year, now we're about done, but I just found out just today where the door goes shut. And it was open, and I was standing there on the phone looking at it, and it's all scratched up. I mean, the bronze is peeling off because where it went in goes into the door. Now, I know I didn't do that. It must just be where the door's going in.
Bring it to Quincy.
Yeah, yeah.
Show
I mean,
the
if
thing
it's
to
from the
come look at.
inside, then it's obviously much easier
Yeah.
to deal with. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
like inside interior access. Yeah, so just get a picture to her and we'll make
It
sure.
was just before I came
Yeah, yeah,
out,
no
because I
worries. Yeah, no worries, just get a picture.
first
Picture
time
and
I've been able to look. The other thing is, comment, all of these things, the trash room, which no hasty decisions here, and actually what I've done, yes, the garbage, I've made a sign a year ago, probably, and put it up. This is for recycling. The trash chute behind us is for garbage there, because I forget the exact words, but the sign's still there, handwritten, you guys see it. It's not as bad as it used to be. I mean, very seldom now. Now, I'm not saying that my sign did it, but there hasn't been garbage in the cans so much since then. But, I'm saying we very much need a covenant committee. We haven't had one for how many years? All of these issues, keeping the trash room cleaned up, maybe even having somebody from the covenant committee, I mean, we could get somebody volunteers and signed up, just like we used to have, a security monitor who would, teams go out and check the parking lot and around the building periodically. And still the covenant committee, I think it's their duty about getting rid of cars or getting them moved out when they're improperly parked, which that's not an issue here. To come staying on this for a minute, there could be somebody from the governance committee in the package room to assign maybe certain ones. I would do it too, if I know, okay, well, somebody else is doing it, so I don't, but I would do also. And same with taking things around, put on doors or make flyers, different things. So there's a lot of things this governance committee, things could fall under, maybe would fall under or do. I've printed some off. I haven't read it all yet. And a lot of people don't even know we have a governance committee. There is such a thing. And that's something else that the governance committee can periodically say, oh, here's something for Finchia to put in the weekly thing as here's something to remind us, and make up a listing of maybe the top 10 or 20 issues that, want. I don't know if it's a resident, but a couple days ago I saw this huge dog, more like a bear, and I don't know, I hope it's not a resident, but he looks like 50 pounds or whatever.
25 pounds.
25 pounds, well, it's definitely got to be 25. I hope it was a visitor, but even so, I don't think it was. That's enough, but that was, so I know nobody's yet put in for consider governance committee, but somebody will, and that was also, I'm confused about put a note tomorrow, I think, reminding us to they're due on Monday, and I would suggest I would send out just a short description and not make it sound like, ooh, I don't want this stuff, but just, there is a position, it's supposed to be three, so I don't say there shall be a governance committee, 3 people.
Until then, nobody volunteers to do it.
I'm trying real hard not to.
All right.
Because that's what
So,
I know, nobody wants to do it, so.
definitely appreciate that. So residents, please hear this call from your neighbor to run.
Bless you.
A lot of these things just came up. Thank you.
Appreciate is there anybody online or else we'll close this part of it?
Right now,
One from online if there is one, and if not, we'll
just Miss Barbara, she said the video for the meeting in the room is off. We're having an issue with the owl for the video portion, so, forgive us.
All right, let's go ahead and close off open forum, and then we'll go to the manager's report. I want to at this point recognize and introduce Ms. Olga, is it Lankowska?
Lamgo.
What?
Lamgo.
Langowska.
I know, it's a tough one.
From Second and Norman. She is our new community association manager, and this is the point in time where the community association manager, can talk about the financial report, but I wanted to say hello and have the community be able to greet you as the community manager. So,
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
Olga and Francia for financial and operational updates.
I had a chance, a privilege to meet your board members and work on some financial items and the budget for the last 2 weeks, and I really enjoyed spending time and working together. And I enjoy meeting all of you, and hopefully we can have a good partnership in the future. I look forward to it.
All right, get off that easy.
All right.
Barbara, ask your question. Ask it every meeting.
Oh, if I may, yes, thank you.
An out of order question.
What's our delinquency rate?
So
Ask the question, that's all you get.
I'm afraid that you will be a bit
Hold on to your
shocked,
chair.
because I was told that the numbers that Christian was giving you in the past month is not really accurate. So as of today, the delinquency rate is 17.17%.
But is that with the special assessment?
No, it's not. So majority of the residents with delinquent accounts, the demand letters have been sent to them. We will follow up, and if there is no response, we will turn them over to your attorney to move forward.
Our delinquency rate used to hover at about 0.25%. And when it would get higher than that, I would freak out. I was the treasurer.
And how long ago was it?
No, not long.
5 years.
Within the last several years, when I started on the board, we were 0.2%.
Yeah. Consistently. Consistently.
So I would, my view of the
It
matter
is
is,
17,
I would
right?
respectfully request that we take another look at that.
Yeah.
I would ask
I
to take
think
another
it's
look for that, because
Okay.
that's a more than 10 to 15 fold.
We checked based on one of the residents who was on the special assessment list and is off of the delinquency list. But I will look closer into it and make sure to update the board.
Yeah, it's just not fair to all of us to pay our hundreds regularly.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, that's, it's alarming. It's factors over what we've been previously quoted by our previous manager. 17 times over. And so I'm hopeful that there might be some data discovered that will change that. But just please.
Yes, I will
Please
look
just read up to the
closer
greater
into
length
it.
and let me
I'll
confirm it.
research, yes, and I will update the board. So at the next board meeting.
Yeah. That's a lot of.
Part of the challenge, part of the reason we are looking for a new, and no disrespect to you, Olga, I know we met you only 2 weeks ago. But part of the challenge is we haven't been getting this report, which we've been telling you. Part of the reason we're looking for a new management company is we don't get the data. We don't know, what
You can't do your job.
we can't do our part. So, and hold people accountable and things like that. The good part, when we did see the report, like literally just before this meeting, like an hour or two before the meeting, the folks in demand letters are supposedly out, like the process of collecting on those delinquencies are following the steps. If these are all true, demand letters are out for anything at the 30 days that the people are going to the lawyer at the 60-day mark. Those steps are being followed. It's just there's a lot more on the report today than we were aware of, but we hadn't seen one of these in several months either. That's part of the complaint with the company. And the reason why we're looking for a new company.
All right. So, Olga, any other financial highlights?
So I don't.
Running hot, running cold, ahead, behind.
I don't know if this is the right time, and please forgive me. This is my first board meeting with the community, with Hallmark. I'm not sure what financial reports looked like when Christian was your community manager. So, we
We'll work
spoke
that out.
briefly, with Ginger, and, I understand that, you would like to have a, like, customized kind of, report, not the long version of
Right.
70+
We don't need
pages.
70.
Yes.
All we want to, like you were saying, running hot, running cold.
Okay,
Hey, right now you're looking really good in these areas. Right now you're running.
okay,
We've only got a couple months left, right? And we should know, like, hey, we're probably going to get across the threshold of the fiscal year we budgeted, or hey, you're probably going to look at, something like water, for example. We're
Yeah.
already over what we budgeted. We're hoping to make that up next year, by the way, with the water savings, 25K we did for the exterior pipes and everything, so people can stop running their water for 20 to 25 minutes before getting in the shower. And so we're hoping that to come down and we made those types of investments. But really, it's just your analysis of where we
Okay.
are in whatever given month, based off what we budgeted for the year.
okay, so I will make sure to prepare something like this, for the next board meeting. I will work on the current one over the weekend. I'll share it with the board. And so we can maybe, go back and forth, and you can tell me that if this is,
I think I'll find
what's
an
acceptable.
example from a previous
Oh, that would be perfect.
person.
I'm
Yes.
gonna go back to David Hahn. Yeah. Here's your-
Okay, yeah, that would be
So-
very, helpful, and I'll appreciate it.
What we're asking for was something that for years we saw, and then it just stopped. But, yeah, I'll work with you on that.
I
Thank
can
you.
send you, for a previous one. I
You
got some
you
more.
can grab an old one. I can dig it out an old, but if you, more the barriers, we can show different,
Yeah.
maybe slightly different views.
So I have like a template that I could use and follow.
Yeah,
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 Like,
it,
get us the data.
yes,
yeah, and again, we just be having this frank conversation for everybody, but as I said in my email, we're volunteers. I don't have the time to do the analysis on a 76-page
Okay.
financial
yeah,
report.
that's understandable.
I need your assistance in saying, look here, don't look here, this is fine, this is on trend, we just need to know where the anomalies are, what's not on trend,
Okay.
and where we need to look at and pay attention.
And to the rest of the community, I will say we had a budget meeting, Ginger and I, with both those ladies, as well as Darcy, the vice president of League of Women. Spent a good 4.5 hours. I've never had a VP at a budget meeting, so that was a nice change of pace. I will say thank you to League for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not done yet. They have a lot of lookups, and we got to meet again, and I don't know when we're doing that, but we're gonna do it soon to make all our obligations.
Conchita, is there anything, your written report is in the packet. Is there anything you want to highlight operationally speaking? or-
Just a couple of things. Okay, wait a minute. For the pool season, we're on track with pool inspections and things of that nature. We have some repairs that need to be made in order for us to have the city come in and okay us to go ahead and open and issue us the permit. So we are working on that. Oh no, I'm sorry, that was not supposed to be said right now. I'm so sorry. The cleaning service, they have offered a discounted rate in specialized services as a appreciation, as a token appreciation for our partnership with them. These services include the trash chute cleaning, carpet cleaning, trash chute cleaning, which is normally done at a rate of $540. Carpet cleaning is normally done at $5,000. And then power washing of the garage, from my understanding, hasn't been done in a long time, and I couldn't find too much data. So Jose has agreed to do the trash chute cleaning for $420 of that $540. The carpet cleaning for the residential floors in the common areas, he's agreed to do it for $2,300, $2,300, and the power washing of the garage is $860. Additionally, he has negotiated a no increase for the upcoming budget year for the cleaning contract. So those are all good things, and Let's see. Management has been discussing with Faith Mechanical, who has worked on the AC chillers and things like that last summer. I'm going to assume a lot of summers previously as well. So we have some proposals from Faith Mechanical for some new compressors. I'm going to get some comparable quotes just so we can know that we are he's in the range of pricing, but we do have like 2 compressors that need to be replaced. Let's see what else we have. Right in the front of the lobby, front of the building, that seating area to the left, there is the glass is broken, essentially. So we are working to get quotes. CA Lemon is one of the companies that's going to get a quote to replace that bay window. Apparently there was a ping on it for quite some time. And I think with all the vibration and everything that's going on in the front of the building now, it kind of spreaded that ping. So I just want residents and everybody to be vigilant of that area. I blocked it off as much as possible without having it look too bad, but just be vigilant there. We had our fitness center quarterly PM maintenance performed this month. The treadmill has the start button that was detached. We have a quote for $71 an estimate for $71 to replace that. So fit repairs are going to move forward with that. And I think
Painting. We talk about painting the parking spots.
it's on the agenda.
We have parking, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the old
You have
business.
it on the old business.
Yeah.
Talk to the guys.
Oh, I can go ahead. Oh,
No, I'm just, we can talk to.
When we get there.
The time, right?
Mhm.
Okay, sorry.
No worries, it covers, it hits together.
So with the HVAC on the roof, and especially we had, we would get another quote. But also, I think we need to quote PM. They haven't been PMing that equipment, and every summer, it's no worky. And when it does, this building's such.
yeah. Okay.
And so I think if we get out 1, replacing it, and 2, properly maintaining it.
Yeah.
We would start having better quality.
I'm gonna get the PMs. I did talk to Sam about it, and from my understanding, he does Amtech does the PM. They're supposed to do the PM with the filters, cleaning the coils, everything that the PM is supposed to take care of as far as our HVAC equipment. Faith Mechanical does repairs. So if they find any deficiencies in the systems when they're doing their PM, then they resort to Dave to say, hey, can you get this fixed?
So yeah, so last summer when we had replaced stuff on the roof, donated by Faith Mechanical, it wasn't being.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a monthly thing, a quarterly thing, an annual thing, but whatever the thing is, it wasn't getting done.
But we also had issues with
Yeah, we had,
Amtech back then.
we did that.
And it might be, they may be related.
I had this conversation with Sam today, so just to get an update and just to make sure we on a clear path, because I was going to get some PM quotes for like HVAC companies, but I think we're going to be.
He's already on it?
Yeah, he should be doing the PM, period. There's nothing that an HVAC company that's going to come in to PM and do differently that he's supposed to be doing.
Is that, did they tell you that Sam is like one of those?
Yeah, Dave from Faith Mechanical, who I would argue knows this building better than any person walking on earth,
Yeah.
told me that he found Sam to be, of all the building engineers that we've had here, to be the most knowledgeable on building systems.
Mm-hmm.
So he said he's very impressed with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he's on the case, he's on the case.
Yeah. Preventive maintenance.
Preventive maintenance.
Yeah.
Patricia, can I jump on your last one on your list, just because I want to bring the board's attention?
Mm-hmm.
So with these 3 units that have, one of which I have to say I found this interesting, the big flood that took place on the 13 tier, the board will need to make a decision at some point, not tonight because we don't have all the quotes.
Right.
Because these quotes, you see, one of them was for $17,000 to replace the floors. There'll be others that are probably closer to 10. So as our deductible is $100,000, our habit has been for weeks to self-insure so as not to trigger a huge, premium spike or whatever. But since these will probably start to add up to getting towards $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, just the board we'll want to confirm that. We're going to need to just approve contract with CNC, or we're going to file a claim. Now, the only thing that I want to bring up here, and only because I had a long conversation with this guy in my unit, is he told me that even for self-pay as we are, he says that he inputs the same system that he would for an insurance quote.
Right.
So he wanted me to be clear that whatever number he gets is the same number that he would charge if you were putting in an insurance claim. So just for the board's information, that these are going to be contracts that are high enough that will require us to approve them. And I'll mention this again the next time, but they are quite high. Yeah. So either we got to put in an insurance claim and suffer the consequences on that, or bite the bullet and pay for the mitigation.
To that, the betterment. Remember the conversation about the betterment? So we're only, even though that quote for 308 is, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. For the unit is $17,000. From what we're quoting on is to put back what was originally installed at development, which is carpet in 1975. So because a specific unit has laminate floors throughout the whole entire unit with no transitions, that's kind of why that is higher, because they will have to rip up the whole unit and put the carpet in the standard carpet. So what we'll have to determine is, and what I've asked CNC to do is, can you itemize your quote so that we'll have a better understanding of what dollar amount will the association be responsible for, and what dollar amount will the owner be responsible for as far as her betterment. So that $17,000 would not technically be all of the association.
Okay. Yeah. So
but overall.
Yeah. He told me when we were in my unit that what would happen is he would send us one quote to the building for the carpet level, like the the obligation level. Yeah. And that owners would get a side contract for the upcharge. Yeah. I'm going to collect for myself the laminate that I already had, and he said, okay, I'll just keep the side for the additional material. So that would be how that went. Okay. Old business is looking pretty good, I think, tonight. So window patio door facade project. Ginger and I were just doing some rough calculations. It looks like as far as windows in, windows out, we're holding at about 93% of the units have been installed. And so we're on the last tier. We have a couple of others lingering. So I think we have 17 units total that have not gone. So that's 203 units that have and 17 remaining. And we are tracking weather dependent. We're tracking the last windows probably coming in the third week of April, and then the project substantially complete date probably falling in the second week of May. That jive? Yep. Anything else on windows and that above and beyond what we're shoving along?
Still on or below budget.
Yes, on or below budget. Confirmed as of this afternoon that if we're still projected to not tap all the contingency as of now. I mean,
we're not. I do not anticipate going any farther into the risk funding than what we've already gone into. The only risk of the 10% risk funding, which was like about $390,000, that we went into was like around $90,000 for a tariff for the doors coming out of Canada. So that other $300,000, I do not see any reason why we would touch. Of the actual quote from the window company, CA Lindman, I think they're kind of there's a few little things that were like time and material based on like how much they had to repair patios or how much they had to repair things like that, extra brickwork or whatever. I think that we're going to come in a little bit. There's a few line items like that that'll come in under, and even the TDL for the engineering, we're currently under budget.
Okay. Yeah. So on a 6-month, $4 million endeavor, let's say fingers crossed, knock on wood, right? Get over the finish line soon. Okay. Next up, parking. Conchia now spotlight back over to you. And if you want to just actually continue straight into pest control after that, I'll do the last one.
Okay.
For parking and then pest control efforts.
Okay, originally when we were discussing the parking lot, we discussed putting the ADA parking spaces in, along with, maybe some parking lot enhancement improvements, such as putting the signs up that says no parking, painting fire lanes and things like that. So, originally I had grouped all that in as one project, and then as I go to, contractors for quotes, that was one project. Because we have to I'm working on getting clarity from the City of Alexandria code enforcement and make sure that what we put in for ADA spaces is compliant and make sure everything is correct. That's taking a little more time and kind of holding up the process. We have quotes, but we haven't gotten enough information from the City of Alexandria to say, okay, go ahead and move forward. So what I've decided to do is kind of like break this out to the ADA spaces will be done separately from the putting up the signs and painting the curves, fire lanes and things like that, so that we don't delay that process anymore. I have tagged Jose with it, but I do have one more meeting with the tow company that you guys have here, to see, because they do offer those type of things that we need, like painting and things. So they're going to come out tomorrow and just give us pricing. If it's, that much less than what I've come up with as far as ordering the signs and things like that, and what Jose charges, then we can go with them. But we're not under a contract, so I doubt that it'll be that much. We just have a agreement to call and we come. But we don't have a contract with them to patrol. So I think that the benefit of savings will be for them type of contract. So I say all that to say that Jose will likely do the putting up the signs and painting and things like that. Now, for my clarity, I was originally told that as far as enforcing towing, that we wasn't doing that because of the duration. Because of the window project. So, which is why I thought it was okay for the people to park around the thing because we lost spaces. So if that's not the case, then we can definitely start having the tow company remove these cars if that's not the case. But that was my understanding.
This is the island in the middle.
Yeah.
I think many of us know that there's increasingly commonly long-term parking that's taking place there, and that's really a flow of traffic issue, right? If you got an Uber waiting for somebody and there's some park right next to them, and all of a sudden the whole thing is disrupted. Mm-hmm. So, is it the sense that we want to just authorize and make sure we're clear that towing can happen there? I think
I have no problem with that.
Okay, so from that island has to be really 100% off limits.
Okay.
We are being a little relaxed in some of the other spots, but that's not a spot at all, right? It is, that's I think maybe was the source of miscommunication. It's like we're not really patrolling a lot of the other spots, but that's not a spot at all. That's basically if you parked on the curb, basically. Mm-hmm. So it's a safety. So we're going to get some temporary signage and then eventually paint the rocks or the curb at some point to indicate that.
Well, we don't have to paint it because it's not a fire lane.
Okay, you don't have to paint it red.
Yeah.
We just signage.
Yeah, just put the signs up, or if my thing is, if we do the stenciling on the curb, somebody might not see it. Yeah. So I think the signs on each side should be
okay.
Is so now, or was that happen? The people park there,
I would say, my view is once we get a sign up there, and then we'll put something in the elevator bay to emphasize, hey, starting on X date, we're getting more aggressive about it, or more sort of, or not. It doesn't.
I think when we do the sign, though, we don't need like a 6-foot sign or anything like that. It'd be something similar to our signs we have in the grass. It's like, hey, it's all our private property, blah, blah, blah. I don't think we need gaudy or, pillared, no parking signs. if that makes sense.
Oh, I was gonna put up the parking signs, yeah, no parking signs, yeah, like the,
Oh,
the
so
Maybe
same,
like this tall, not,
maybe, the smallest that will accomplish the task.
Okay.
We don't need to.
I think we're looking at aesthetics.
right, so that's why I was thinking about the stenciling on the curb, but then I'm like, they might not see it. So,
I mean, I'll send it out we'll send it out by email as well, saying, hey, reminder, this is an enforcement area. Even during the project, this is an enforcement area, so be advised, no to Benny. I think, yeah.
Right, people. Triple down.
Oh, because it's not, because it goes down.
over the garage.
It goes over. Okay, yeah, so
That's
let's get it.
where the fire trucks don't
mhm.
You don't want.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to, I'll see if we can find some short standing and at the standard, no parking signs out of what they have.
Okay, and just so I'm clear, if I don't park there, as of tomorrow morning, if somebody's parked there, then we tell Pachia, she calls.
I would say as soon as Pachia can get out a notice,
Yeah.
I think it'd be fair
Yeah.
to get an email
Communicate
notice
first.
and say, hey, as per the board discussion last night, this is an active enforcement area and anybody who parks there is subject to towing. We don't have the luxury of giving warnings with it because we cannot have Pachia running around and things like that. So to be consistent, it's like if you're there, it's subject to towing. Whether you're a resident or not, right? Any vehicle.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
we also put a sign up on the window,
Yeah.
by the call box, so people don't park there and like, hey, I told you here too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm. Okay.
All right, pest control. I know I signed Orkin this week, so.
Yeah. Yeah, Orkin is good to go. Yeah, we have Orkin under a contract for monthly service. It won't be every 2 weeks like the old guy. His last day will be tomorrow. I haven't told him yet, but he will know tomorrow that his as coming every 2 weeks. Now you guys are welcome to call him. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he won't be the person that comes every 2 weeks. If you call him.
Oh,
Not for us.
Yeah.
oh.
For the unit.
Yeah.
For the unit.
So, for the building, Orkin will be coming now. They have a more extensive scope of how they exterminate. So, I think at this time, the building can really use that. So we'll have more bait boxes out, and then some interior bait boxes and stuff like that. I think we get up to 6 units. It was originally 8, but they had to bring it down to keep within that $4,000 range. So I think it was maybe 1 or 2 units that
Wait, so they changed their quote?
so that we fit into the $4,000 that.
We increased the quote to get it out for the rest of this physical year. We went above their quote.
Wait a minute, the rest of the fiscal year up until
End of June.
June. Let me check that again.
Yeah, if you want to.
We
Yeah,
increased the number and asked for an increased number of units, and we put 400 a month or something we factored in.
Our intent of what we thought we voted on was for them to actually do 8 to 10 a month, not to do less. So if we didn't vote for the right thing, for the right amount, we'd like to bring it back to.
We voted for no greater than 4,000, and so if we want to
If we didn't get
reconsider
it, if we messed up the dollar value, let us,
Okay.
bring it back to
Yeah,
us.
it came up just over $3,000. We increased it up.
Yeah, we thought we were actually giving you extra money.
Give you
Okay.
leeway to negotiate the difference.
So let me check.
Yeah, so-
Because I think that yeah, there was a
for
little.
research.
Okay.
Okay, in old business, end of project party, we did two meetings ago, authorized some money for that. We are just not gonna pin down the date until we have a final completion date of the project, because that's the nature of what we're trying to celebrate there. So more to come on that as the schedule moves towards the end. On to new business, I think I can knock this first one out early, because I think Olga Gold Clang's e-file authorization form, I signed that.
Yes.
Okay, so that might have just been something where she wasn't aware. So just, anyway, e-authorization form, all that is every year, we, just to file our taxes electronically. And those tax forms have been reviewed by Ginger if we didn't sign that. But while we're on the subject of Gold Clang, I have an additional thing which I apprised the board of before. Every year, Gold Clang recommends that we pass the following motion, which is that the association elects to apply all or part of the excess assessment income to the following year's assessments, and that such final amount shall be at the board's discretion. Every year we have passed that because it's the recommendation of how to allocate that. So, so moved as read. Any all in favor? Aye. I passed unanimously. Next up is that. Thank you. All right. Next up is the pool. We do have something from Premier Aquatics, but I know that there was some discussion on it. If you wanted to have on that as the accuracy of that quotation.
This almost looks like all they did was change the date. Same thing we got last. So the defibrillator, I thought we bought our own defibrillator last year. Like, is it? So they're saying we don't have one, but yet we bought one last year. So it's not a consumable. We're ready to go.
Well, that's, I mean, we
Yes,
wouldn't
consumable
know.
one.
I don't know if we used it.
We remember voting on it.
Remember voting on whether it appeared or
So
not.
we do not have to buy a defibrillator every year.
Well, let's check if we actually have one or not. And then
Yeah, okay.
Get bought. If
Yeah.
not,
if it was bought, then we shouldn't buy another.
and also Kyle and I, almost to an item on that repair list, swear they've just taken last year's quote and put a new date on it.
So that was the swimmer, the regrout, the skimmer part things. We just regrouted them and retocked them last year.
So
Did they do like an inspection this year? Have
They
sent
claim-
someone?
No,
We-
you did.
I'm telling you, there's a trust issue here. I'm saying there is a trust issue here. When the exact same items get for repair year after year after year, if every year we have to regrout all the skimmers, if every year we have to replace the little, what were the holder things?
Oh, that's the anchors.
The anchors.
We replaced 6 last year, and they want us to replace 6 more. They're the same 6.
It's the same, like, pull up last year's quote and tell
Yeah.
me that they didn't just change the date on it.
And also the 6 on this side are the ones that got replaced. If any of them get replaced, then I think you go back to Ligman, because when the guys came to work on the windows and doors, they grabbed all that snow and ice and they threw it on the pool cover. And I sent you guys pictures and I said, hey, let's document this. I don't know if we got documented, because I asked people to go down there and take, like, I just took it from my night before thing, but we got pictures. They threw all that on there.
Mhm.
Those cables were under a lot of tension.
Yeah.
Now we apparently have to go replace potentially the same 6 we did last year. And those are 400 a pop.
There was that sag that anyone who fixes over the pool, there was a big sag.
Yeah.
That the weight.
And if that pulled those things out, yeah, I mean, that, I'm
I
following.
got a new one now. I don't remember this one from last year, which is paint the vacuum port markers to note the location of the vacuum port markers inside the pool. It's white. They've always known where the vacuum port. Why do we have to paint them?
Well, and then the question is, to the point that we've got a painter, if we can get Jose to paint the frickin' curb, I can get Jose to paint out there.
Vacuum port stuff gets the inside underneath the water.
It's
Which means
something,
you probably need to drain some of the thousands of gallons we just filled the pool with to get down to that level to paint it.
well, let's find out, is that above ground or below the water line?
And then lastly, you have to repaint the running signs. Sure. I mean,
Again, but that's above ground, and we could get that done ourselves, probably.
well, also it's just stencils. Crap, I'll go out there. I mean, I prefer they just wash away and find. I mean, the lifeguard's there to mandate running, no running. I don't know if we have to paint no running on the ground. And again, it's just old stencils, and it's not like colorful or pretty or anything. So, and they want. How much was that?
That was $400.
It's 200
Or $200, but it would seem like a lot of money to paint a stencil. And I really would like, Conchita, if you to pull up last, and find out what we paid last time, what we replaced. It's feeling like these people are just
Yeah.
trying to take advantage.
Yeah, let's research it and see if, we.
So
can
of the
get a
brass
revised
anchors, they can point those out to you.
Mhm.
You agree that they're a trip hazard. And yes, let's replace those. I don't want people tripping. But also, I want to go figure out which ones and then go, hey, y'all did this. So that $400 a pop is your bill, not our bill.
Yeah.
And regardless, we need to get it fixed. I'm not gonna hold up repairing our capacity, because it all seems like somewhat beautification. The skimmer thing is a little bit concerning because they said this possibly could create a water loss.
And that's what they told us last
Yeah,
year.
That's why we did
And
it.
so my question
Yeah, they
is,
said it was
do
last
they
like
not
4 or 5 years.
guarantee their work? If they replaced if they re-grouted the skimmers last year, why do I have to pay for it this year? And where's their guarantee of their work and everything else? We didn't change companies.
Yeah, let's find, the.
I mean, you two don't have that history. We
Mhm.
remember it.
And compare it, and we can,
Yeah, let's just do
meet
a
with
full
them at the
comparison
impact.
and then also a physical.
Yeah.
And it looks like it has check boxes, so did you guys check all the boxes at the time last year? Okay, it was just one, like,
We did the brass
We didn't
anchors.
do it all,
Whatever.
minus the
You know, my
defibrillator.
skimmers, these.
The skimmers we did, and we did the brass anchors, and I think that might have been it. We didn't do the defibrillator for them because the defibrillator for them is almost $3,500. Molina went, got a defibrillator,
They're gone.
I don't know.
Some
not Amazon,
internet
but
website or whatever.
Some place you go buy defibrillators.
Yeah.
And she got it for, I think it was like $1,400, so we
Yeah.
saved $200.
But then
We'll
we're
do that
gonna-
again. It's good.
And maybe if they don't know she bought one, they don't know there's one on the premises,
Yeah.
and maybe that's why they think we need one.
Well, it's supposed to be in the pool shed thing.
Or, yeah, in the storage somewhere.
So,
Once again, this is the same company for you, just backstory. Every year they come and ask for all these supplies, and we buy all the chlorine and all the stuff, but we never see it. Like, you can't go back there and walk in there in the back and go, oh, there's 3 bags of chlorine, or that's the pH, blah, blah, blah. So they itemized, it's good, itemized quote, I like itemized quotes, and they say 6 bags of this, 4 bags of this. You go in there and you never see a bag at all. I don't know if we're doing this for everyone's pool up and down freaking homes or what.
All right. As an aside, I would say when I first got on the board, I was confused by a resident who doesn't live here anymore running a illegal chlorine dealership. All right.
needless to say, I am not ready to vote on that.
Yeah, no, I think this is, we'll take, let's take up. Table pending further research. Tree removal is next. I was not aware of this tree until, until this quote, but, so it seems like we have a proposal for $3,900 for the removal of dead oak and pine trees on the far corner of North Pickett Street. Yeah. Anybody have any informational questions on this, or are we ready to take them forward? Anybody like them?
And there could be another.
one oak and one pine,
There's an oak and a pine.
and they're marked with the orange.
Yeah. So would anyone like to move that the board accept the bid from Davy Tree in the amount of $3,900 for dead oak and pine tree? Yeah.
They did a really good job. Okay.
Also, your quote from last year and this one is just double. It's 2 trees, so I'm like, I think we're pretty much getting the same rate.
Oh,
That's good.
That's good.
All right, yep.
So moved by Ginger, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, moving on here, let's scroll ahead with my. Okay. Studebaker. What's the status update here? On Studebaker?
Oh, Studebaker, this is just more for information. I probably could have put that, under the discussions in a minute. So basically what we're doing with Studebaker, and that we discussed on budget preparation, the accounts that are 90 days or more past due, we're going to start adding those accounts to the condo assessment account, and just going after residents as per with the accordance of you guys' bylaws, in the effort to try to get more people to pay their Studebaker account on time. So that's in a nutshell for that. Also, I got a list of units for transceivers and some other work and inspections that Studebaker would like to access these units to do certain work, certain projects. So what I will be doing is I'll be reaching out to you guys to try to schedule. Well, they gave us a date and a time. I'm gonna see if I can get you guys on board. Not whoever specifically is on these lists. So Studebaker Tech can come in and check your equipment, fix it, or put batteries in it, whatever needs to be done. I don't have the list right in front of me, but that is upcoming. I think I have one set scheduled for April 6th, and then I think the next set is scheduled for April 10th. If anybody in here is affected, then I'll be reaching out to schedule that with you all.
So the kids, who's deciding, because Oldham has said that something's wrong with it?
No. This is something that was already in play with the previous manager, and there are a number of units that have either high readings, low readings, or no readings at all. So those units are, Studebaker noted, and they sent out a quote last month that you guys signed to, for the technician to come out and inspect. So it's that work.
All righty, let's go to the second open forum. Anybody that hasn't, I'll take some.
Thank you for the update on the delinquency rate. My understanding was that does not include the special assessment. So can we get information about what the delinquency rate is for special assessment?
It was about 5.3%.
11 units.
It's 11 units,
11.
about $80,000
That's a
of the 16 or 1.6 million.
Yeah.
Very, very late term.
Barbara.
Questions about parking. I am curious as to how we're going to enforce handicap parking. And I'd like to point out that not having a really solid plan for enforcement in place could potentially lead to some real litigation. Remember, you're messing with ADA stuff. You want to do that. Maybe you in fair housing. That's not really going to.
Well, that's why we're definitely getting information from code. And I mean, I've went to about 3 different agencies, and one sent me somewhere else, and sent me, now I'm at code. So,
I would say don't put handicap parking in until you've got an implementation enforcement in.
Hey. Oh,
Bless you.
Mark, did you have something?
Yeah, I'm just saying on handicap thing, once you do projects that exceed a certain dollar value, then you have to put those.
I'm not saying don't put handicap parking in.
Have a
I'm
plan.
saying
Just know what you're
don't
going to do.
Know how you're gonna
and
enforce
you
it.
can know how you're going to enforce it. Because you're potentially leaving yourself with a big hole in the road.
And then if you don't.
Yes.
You know,
Hey.
what to do, to do it. So we follow all
So just having one and putting it in a closet and forgetting about it is not going to do it. If somebody needs one and it's not working, I think the association would be in jeopardy of getting sued.
Well, we're not required by law to have.
All right, well, but looking at that, I mean,
It's a courtesy, nice thing. Appreciate it. I didn't know it required me. Look at that.
all right, before we go, I wanted to just amplify one of Mark's points. He makes a very good point. It's like, because this window project is so large, it does trigger a sort of, for lack of a better term, an anything goes code enforcement. So when you exceed a certain value with proportion to your project, when the code inspectors come, they have open reign, right? It's not, they don't have to restrict themselves to the windows and doors. We're not I mean, like, whatever they care to inspect other than that, it's just open season. Yeah. So to the point of all these things about making sure our I's are crossed, dotted, and our T's are crossed. So, yes, who's Barbara and then Jim.
Just one more quick comment. If we have it and don't maintain it, it's probably, as long as it's not a requirement, maybe it's better to not have it than to have it not maintain it.
Well, I consider.
All right, Jed?
Jed Carr for experience that we had in our Florida property when we began to look at patient, if we were to approach that when we did a full renovation, was it was opening a can of worms, because then we looked at the bathrooms and the bathroom door access, doors in which way begins to spiral from there. And we got to lift the pool to give the support to
All things here. And
I just have a comment about it, which I was unaware of, and maybe I'm losing my mind here, but anyway, I was not aware of what was on with this window treatment, that they were gonna do all the window seals and the inside framing and all that. I like it because it's all consistent now, because I had inconsistency in that. But, and they were very good. They came in, you know, there's almost all Spanish, but they do speak English and, you know, conversing or whatever. But the only problem there was, and I was unaware of it too, when the windows came in, they're much thicker and the window sills are much narrower now. So I've had to replace things, which I'm accepting because it does look nice. But that was a kind of a bit of a surprise to me. Am I the only one that was surprised? I mean, I don't know.
We've covered that many a time, and we had.
Really, about the interior, all that. I mean, they did a good job, don't get me wrong, but
We said that it was going to stick out at least close to 3 inches further inside.
Right, so it makes it nice.
Yeah, I bought new shutters as well, because my other ones went.
Okay.
do you have anyone online to close this up?
I have no hands up.
All right. We'll close open forum then. Does any board member feel we need an additional executive session? Nobody? Okay, so as we depart, just keep in mind that I mentioned we'll be shooting for a May special meeting, but of course it's going to be an April regular meeting. And if there's no further business for the board, we shall be adjourned at 8:11.
Governance committee and board members.
That's right.
Monday due date.
Monday.